once I set them off to start their task, the very first thing I noticed is it got very, very loud in the room. Most of the teams were arguing and debating and squabbling about the best method, the best strategy, the best way to utilize the tools that were given to their disposal. And then all of a sudden, it just went silence. All the teams then started giving their attention to the quieter team on the other end of the room. And then a few members from each of those teams started to sneak over to the quieter team to see what they were doing. You could say they were doing their reconnaissance, as in studying what the competition is doing. And then before you knew it, they walked back to their team with a sense of direction. And then they just got on with it. What's the moral of that story? You don't always have to convey something to someone. Sometimes demonstrating it is enough. Let me say that again. You do not always have to use your words to convey a message to someone. Sometimes demonstrating it is enough. It's funny because it's important not to waste your limited and precious time arguing with someone, convincing them of something which you believe to be true. Because all that energy and time spent arguing could be energy and time spent pursuing your goals and attaining something that's meaningful to you. Eckhart Tolle said, ego is not interested in the truth, it's interested in being right. So if ever you notice yourself in a discussion and then you've gone from innocently sharing your opinion to suddenly becoming opinionated, at that point you're then susceptible to becoming offended. And once you start taking offense, you're then open and leaving yourself vulnerable to being drained of this precious energy that you have. You don't want to dim this bright spark that is residing within you that has limitless potential. T-Pain recently said he was asked by an aspiring artist, what advice would you give? And funny enough, his advice was, do not ask other artists for advice. And the reason he said this was because when he was an aspiring artist and other artists, more successful artists, were giving him advice, one of the things they were saying to him was, stop using auto-tune. And if you don't know who T-Pain is, auto-tune is his signature sound. Now, he was told, even by Snoop Dogg, like, auto-tune is a gimmick. This will only last for about 1 or 2 singles. And as you can tell, he is still successful to this day. Still using the same sound, that same style that he has. He was also told not to use that 808. It's the particular sound of a kick drum by a producer. Stop using that sound. And again, he's found a lot of success and produced other people's albums and singles, hit singles at that, using that sound. He then went on to quote Quentin Tarantino, because Quentin Tarantino was asked in an interview once, who do you make movies for? And his response was, I make movies for myself, but for the studio's sake, I hope that the people that see my movies are just as crazy as me and like it just as much as I do. It's funny because Les Brown said, want shows up in conversation, expectation shows up in behavior. So what I would say to you is let your behavior convey your message, not just to others, but to yourself, because new behaviors will create new habits, and new habits will create longer lasting results. All right? And finally, some words from Ralph Waldo Emerson. Don't follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Let me say that one more time. Don't follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. You've been listening to Entropy Stay true, stay on your own path, and stay blessed. Peace.